Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
This is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Welcome to Girls Gone Hallmark, a Hallmark review podcast. I'm Megan, and I'm a longtime Hallmark fan.
I'm Wendy. I'm a former Hallmark hater.
We're back with more of your listener emails in the June installment of our Listener Mailbag episode. If you want to participate in this episode, I know Hallmark content's been a little light, but I feel like from here on out, we should have a lot of opinions. There should be a lot of new stuff coming. So you can do two things. You can email us, girlsgonehallmark@gmail.com. You can DM us on Instagram. Just know that's like a fast and furious place over there, and we might lose it. So email is the best way to do it, or leave us a voice memo, 949-329-8090.
Do we have any this month?
No.
No voicemails?
No.
Oh, that makes me so sad. You guys have let me down.
I don't think. I think we've done them all. I know, isn't that sad? The excitement for the voice has died down.
Well, like you said, there's not a ton of content out there. So maybe people just don't have hot takes on, repeats. I don't know.
Perhaps.
That's all right. But like you said, we're ramping up. Like, I know this is the time, this is the quiet before the storm. Right?
I know. It is. I believe
we're going to get the last push of summer movies. Even though it's June, we're going to get the last push of summer movies, and then we're going to get a little bit of fall content, and then boom. It's going to be Christmas in October. Yeah.
All right. You want to start?
I do. Our first email is from Paula regarding Pride Month. Hi. So we're a third of the way through Pride Month, and I hope you don't mind if I vent my frustration with Hallmark and Pride. I believe it's a worthy conversation. Below is a comment I left on Facebook when you posted about the movie Notes of Autumn. I expanded it a little bit. That may be the last gay-led movie Hallmark has aired, and it's only half the movie. Remember Friends and Family Christmas in 2023? That is one of two movies with lesbian couples. The other was Love Classified, and that had an ensemble cast. Luke McFarlane gets his reality show, and Allie Liebert gets to direct. Wow, such inclusiveness. That's sarcasm. Let's not forget the total absence of trans and non-binary characters. I guess we're too scary. Again, sarcasm. It's so bad that they probably won't show Love Under the Rainbow, a cute little movie from 2019, out of fear. Look it up. I guess Hallmark crown is for a king and not a queen. Wouldn't Love at Pride Fest be a great concept for a movie? It's hard when the best you can expect is some token characters, the gay best friend, the wise gay couple, etc. Thank you for your patience and your acceptance. Do you have thoughts, Megan?
I do. I would have loved to see Hallmark make some sort of statement for Pride. Anything. Let me look at their Instagram while I'm talking. I'm scrolling Instagram. There's nothing. They've made no statement. I'd love to see them as a brand make a statement for Pride. I'm not surprised that they don't. A big part of their base would react negatively to that. And I think that's just something that as businesses, we need to be willing to take on. But I think Hallmark has really taken a step back in the last year. We saw some forward progress, and then it was like they put the brakes on and they put it in reverse. I am really looking to this countdown to Christmas lineup for some inclusivity.
I'm afraid it's not going to happen. I'm thinking about Paula's email. The Groomsmen was a movie that had a major lead character and storyline.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's only been on Hallmark Plus. It has not aired on Hallmark Channel. And I do remember our conversation with Jonathan Bennett, and I don't know if it made it to the podcast or not, but we did comment about the lack of diversity. And he didn't outrightly say it, but he did make a little acknowledgement of it. So
He made a face and then he danced, really.
yeah, true.
I mean, you know, Hallmark is where his bread is buttered.
Sure.
And his statement was like he didn't want to be telling gay stories. He wanted to be telling stories that featured gay people like living their lives, which I understood. But
Yeah.
I think he's the only person that's being allowed to tell those stories on Hallmark.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope, like last season's Finding Mr. Christmas, that we get some members of the LGBTQ community. You know, we had Daxton last year, who he and Jonathan had a very emotional connection, and I loved his storyline, and I was so sad to see him leave the show so early. I think Hallmark has a lot of strides to take. I think they are behind the times in this regard.
I think so too. And in my personal opinion, I think a movie called Love at Pride Fest would be super cute.
It would be super cute. I just looked up Love Under the Rainbow. It is, in case anybody's wondering, it's not a movie that features any sort of LGBTQ representation. She's just riffing on the rainbow part of it. It is a Jodie Sweetin movie.
Oh, Jodie Sweetin. Was it on Hallmark?
Yep, it's a Hallmark Channel original movie from 2019.
Oh, okay. Jodie Sweetin out in these streets in LA
I know.
doing the damn thing.
You know what's funny is I have recently been served 2 clips of the Candace Cameron Bure podcast on TikTok. I do not know
Ew,
why.
I didn't know she had a podcast.
And I don't know why my algorithm has betrayed me, but like 2 days in a row. And the first one, she was like, my best friend and I don't share the same political views, and yet we can be friends and we can have a discussion, which was too much. And then the next one was like, I don't even want you watching scary movies in the house because I feel like that opens a portal to evil, and it opens. And I was like, girlfriend, we're done. We are done here.
Too much.
Yep. All hail Jodie Sweetin, our activist queen. She is not afraid to walk the walk. I love that for her.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Switching gears, next up, we have an email from Mackie. If you were listening to our episode To Barcelona with Love, we talked about the origin story of the Barcelona movies. And Mackie, first of all, shout out. We've discussed it. She is one of our moderators in our Facebook group. She always finds things, either like little things that we need to adjust on our website or little bits of news that we've talked about, and she expands on them. She is brilliant. If we had a budget, I would hire her to work for us.
Same.
But she sent us a clip from the Heart in Motion podcast with a little more details about the origin story from the Barcelona movies. So this is a quote from the podcast. It was at a bar at Radio City. So it was after the premiere of Holiday Spectacular. This is Julie Sherman-Wolf speaking. And it says, and I was talking to Ashley, and she said, just casually, I think I have a really good idea for a movie. And she told me this idea that ended up becoming the impetus for part 1. I'm like, I think this is a good idea, but what foreign country, what language should it be? And like, who do we know that speaks a foreign language? And then she looked over at Allison Sweeney, who's just walking by, has no idea what's happening. She goes, Allie, do you speak a foreign language? And she goes, yes, Spanish. Or like, great, Barcelona. And so that was it. And we just kind of, you know, a little tiny germ of an idea, but it was a really, really good idea. And I loved it. So it was not the cruise. It was Holiday Spectacular premiere in New York a couple years ago.
Long ago.
I know. And now it came to be.
So long ago. If I may talk about Barcelona for a second here. We got some feedback on our episode, our review of To Barcelona with Love, about our thoughts on the age stuff. I'm feeling like fiery and pissed off about it.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. Based on the feedback we got, it validated our choice to be like, shut up. Like
the criticism about our characters.
Like the criticism was like, these chicks are old and they should roll over and die, basically. And all I'm saying is I have two feelings. One, I'm glad we said something. And two, I am not glad that we're not the only people who noticed that. That people are seeing it and they're feeling those words. And I'm even more mad about it.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
Like, why are you telling me that I'm too old to be fun? Because we're their ages. Like, we are their peers. And so, yes, I'm taking it personally, but also my life is not over. I just am so mad about it. Like, the idea that you need to be young to experience love and fun and romance just pisses me off.
It totally pisses me off.
I'm re-mad about it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And I'm glad that we're not alone.
Yeah, me too.
Our next email is from Mackenzie, and the subject title is Sue Thomas FB. I'm so upset. And can I just say, if we were giving awards for email titles, this is the creme de la creme here.
This email sat in our inbox for a while because I was waiting to compile these notes. And every time I saw it, I was like, chef's kiss. It's so good.
It's so good. And I got to tell you, when I saw it, I was like, uh-oh. You know, like when everything like clenches up inside you, I'm like, what did I say that somebody's upset about? But here's what Mackenzie wrote. I think I knew you two wouldn't be fans of the show, but I was still sad when you said you didn't like it. Is it the best quality show? No. Is the theme song too long? Yes. Do I love the show? Absolutely yes. I first started watching the show with my mom as a teenager. I was incredibly anxious and at times scared to leave the house. My mom and I would camp out in a room and watch this show. We even named a dog after Sue's dog. I have watched a few episodes here and there since that time, and I still love it. I'm sure the fond memories associated with it are a big part of that. I understand it's not for everyone, but this still very anxious girl has a soft spot for it. Fun fact, the actress that plays Sue is married to a fellow actor who is also deaf. He won an Oscar for starring in the movie Coda. Love the show, as in your show, but also Sue Thomas.
That's not the scathing email you were thinking you were going to get.
No, I was a little bit worried. But like, look, I get it. Like, I'm so happy that Mackenzie wrote in and was like, here's why I love it.
Yeah.
It would be the same way when somebody would be like, Wendy, Beverly Hills 90210 is the worst show ever. And I'd be like, look, here's why I love it. You know?
I think shows don't need to be critically acclaimed in order for them to hit a soft spot. And
yeah,
there are shows and movies and books that aren't necessarily good that I've watched at a certain point in my life and they have meaning for that point in my life. And I will continue to love them for that reason. So I totally get Mackenzie's attachment to this show. And I'm sorry we didn't like it more. I didn't hate it. It's not for me.
I think maybe I leaned into the like, I hate it, but I didn't like it.
I could see how it could be a total comfort watch. Absolutely.
For sure. I can definitely see that too. And I know a lot of people really liked it. So maybe that pilot was just rough. And
yeah, we did get a lot of feedback from people who got a little defensive about their sweet little show.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
I love doing those first impression episodes. I hope we do more of them.
Oh, can I was going to ask you little fun trivia.
Okay.
If you had to guess, rank those episodes in the order of popularity.
Most downloaded?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me think what we did. We did Carter, Chesapeake Shores, One Calls the Heart, Sue Thomas. Was there one more?
The Good Witch.
The Good Witch. Okay. I think number one is probably Chesapeake Shores. Followed by...
Oh, so go ahead.
Oh, okay. You can tell me. Am I right?
You are wrong.
Oh, damn. The Good Witch?
Yes. And I think it has the advantage of being out the longest. It's very close between Chesapeake Shores and The Good Witch, but The Good Witch was the most popular so far.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just reshared on our Instagram yesterday because Emily Ullerup had said that all seasons of Chesapeake Shores were now available on Hallmark Plus, which I think they have been, but I could be wrong. And I was like, is this a sign? do we need to review this show? And I thought like the comments were going to be like, yes, yes, yes. There were a lot like, no, don't do it. So
There were a lot of yeses, though.
but it's the ones that stand out that say, no, don't do it. And I'm like, no, we need 100% listenership, not 50% listenership. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're never going to get it.
I know. So I'm kind of thinking ahead to 2026. I feel, January is kind of a slow month. What if we just do it in January? Start it up in January. No.
Yeah. Are we doing every episode?
I don't know. I don't know what that looks like. I don't.
That's
we got time to
55
figure it out.
episodes. It would take all year to get through it.
At least it'd be, we can't do it all year long because come October, there's no room in the schedule.
Yeah, unless you pause.
That's too hard. I like continuity. I don't know. And I could build a theme around things. You know what I mean?
I hear you. We'll work out the details off mic, but I do think a Chesapeake Shores recap of some sort is likely coming to Girls Gone Hallmark in the future.
Some way, somehow. Maybe.
All right, so Good Witch, Chesapeake Shores, then what?
Sue Thomas and then Carter.
Where are you putting When Calls the Heart in there?
Oh, I forgot. 5th.
Well, you're so wrong. When Calls the Heart is 3rd, Carter is 4th, and Sue Thomas is 5th. Dead last.
Okay.
I just thought that was interesting. I was looking yesterday and I found it curious. Our next email is from Sherry, and she writes in on a mixed bag of topics. I agree with the listeners from Listener Mailbag number 2. You should definitely watch The More Love Grows. Great performances from both actors. Also, check out the Jesse Metcalfe movie with Autumn Reeser, A Country Wedding, a sweet oldie but goodie. And I, too, enjoyed Dr. Quinn back in the day. I was a young adult, rewatched an episode lately and seemed very dated, but might binge it sometimes. Love the Listener Mailbag and First Impression series. You are candid but not cruel, and your human brightens the day. Sherry from Maryland.
Hey, I have a question.
Okay.
Based on this. Would it be fun, like when we need to come up with a month of reviews, to pick a certain actor and do like a slate of movies based on that actor? For example, I'm thinking Jesse Metcalfe, because since reviewing Chesapeake Shore, so many people have emailed us and said like, oh, you need to watch this Jesse Metcalfe movie.
Yeah, if we can come up with enough movies, I'm totally into that.
Yeah, might be fun. If you guys have like a certain actor and maybe like that has a deep resume of Hallmark
that we haven't
movies.
done, which becomes the challenging piece.
Yeah, because honestly, like we've done most of Tyler's movies, right?
Yeah.
Most of Chris's movies. So it could be fun.
I like the
to play.
idea if there's enough content there for sure.
Yeah. Finally, we got a follow-up email from listener Jamie. We talked about true crime podcast recommendations a couple of mailbag episodes before.
Yeah, and I want to say that in her first email, she was like, I listened to most of your episodes. And Wendy was like, most? So that's referenced here in this episode.
Oh, I was just joking.
I know.
She writes, Megan, sorry, I don't listen to all of your podcasts. I don't have Hallmark Plus, so I skip some of the content I can watch now and go back and listen when and if they join Hallmark, like Chicken Sisters. Moving on, true crime podcasts that I listen to per Wendy's request. There's a big list here, guys. Ready? Where are my true crime fans at? Last Seen Alive, 3, Dark Down East, The Deck, Buried Bones, Criminal, My Favorite Murder, Park Predators.
What's Park Predators?
The way that like I just clinched everything again, I don't like the name of that. I don't know. No. Counter Clock and Crime Junkie. And to Jamie, I say stay sexy and don't get murdered.
We'll leave that list in the show notes if you weren't able to grab them. I would like to read you the description of Park Predators.
No.
It's not as bad as you think, I don't think.
Okay.
Because to me, I'm like, it feels like child related.
Yeah.
It's not. Explore the dark side of the world's most beautiful places with investigative journalist and park enthusiast Delia D'Ambra. With each week, Delia guides you deep into national parks and forests across the globe, uncovering stories where nature's breathtaking beauty has masked sinister secrets. So national park, not playground park.
Okay. That makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking it's like, you have that feeling like when you're in like a national park, like, how many people have been like buried out here?
Well, the most recent episode is titled The Shootings, and it says when an entire family is nearly annihilated while camping in the French Alps. I'm out.
I'm just going to stay home and watch Hallmark movies.
I'm out.
Ugh. Well, on that note,
that's a wrap on the latest listener mailbag episode. These episodes only happen with your feedback, so we do love your emails and your voice memos. girlsgonehallmark@gmail.com, 949-329-8090. You can always find it on our Instagram, Girls Gone Hallmark, on our website, girlsgonehallmark.com. Thank you for listening to this episode of Girls Gone Hallmark, a Bramble Jam podcast. We'll be back next time with more Hallmark reviews. Goodbye.
bye.
All right, friends, before we go, just a quick heads up. You're about to hear some ads. These little gems help us keep the show running and the Hallmark love flowing. So do with that info what you will. Grab a snack, hit the skip button, or maybe, just maybe, listen in and discover your new favorite product. Bye.